Here we go.
This on me to you, Brock. Let me tell you something. I walked into this building and watched the heavyweight disasters from the beginning. Nagano's a piece of shit. Miocic's a piece of shit. DC, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still, when it's censored, it kind of sounds like the Booker T thing, right? Hulk Hogan! We want the gold, sucker!
You know what's amazing, too? I don't even know. I'm so torn. I'm so torn. I'll tell you why. I've always said that I am not a fan of Brock being the champion because he's just not around enough. And the champion should be the focal point, and that should be, you know, the core of your story.
Absolutely.
And I love Brock, and I love the fact that he's back, and I love the fact that we get Paul Heyman along with him. You know,
but this is the Brock we want. The Brock that showed up Saturday night to the UFC is the Brock you want in the WWE.
Well, imagine if WWE gave us uncensored wrestling, then you would be able to get a Brock like that, who's motherfucker this and that, and do you. I am excited to see Brock go back to the UFC, which only means he's going to be dropping the title at some point. And I still go back to my hopes of Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam, Braun cashes in, Braun's your champion going out of Barclay. But I'm just torn because I'm going to kind of be sad that Brock goes. I want Brock in WWE. I just don't want him as champion.
But that match isn't happening until 2019 probably, though, which means he's fulfilling his WWE.
I thought it was going to happen. I heard it was happening in November.
Yeah, that's what I heard, too. Yeah.
I heard 2019 yesterday on ESPN.
Well, now we have conflicting dates. So we
need Ryan here to Google all this shit while we're talking. Damn it, Ryan.
No, but you're right. We have to look into that. But either way, it's going to be sad to see him go. I hope he kicks ass in UFC, but it only means eventually, God willing, health-wise, he will eventually make his return again, and hopefully it just won't be for the title. You know, he'll have some big matches. But it's only an upswing. I think it's a good thing overall for the wrestling business, too, because it's going to give us what we want. And that's not saying that it's guaranteed Braun, but at the end of the day, it's going to be somebody other than Brock who is going to be around defending and showcasing the world championship.
It's going to be the big dog. It's his yard now.
Shut up.
I just wonder, does Michael Cole have a drinking problem after the show? Not during the show. Like, I feel like he has to sit there in the hotel room going through all the little bottles in the mini bar. This one's for the big dog. The next one, it's boss time. It's just a championship opportunity. Like every little shot he pours is just
what a move.
At least he hasn't said what a maneuver. Then he'd really be done.
That's owned by Gorilla Monsoon, I think.
Yeah. Oh man. Brock. Yeah. The Saturday night was an interesting night if you were a fan of combat sports in general, because UFC put on a good show, culminating with Brock Lesnar coming out. And the heavyweight championship fight went to the underdog, Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier, he walks around as a heavyweight. He's primarily been in light heavyweight because he has a size advantage by dropping down a weight class. But he's a natural heavyweight. So he came in as the underdog against Stipe, and Stipe is considered one of the greatest of all time for the heavyweight division. 5 title defenses before this, knocking people out left and right. And the hype for Stipe, and he did, not to undercut Stipe, he's a very good fighter, but people underestimated Daniel Cormier, and they underestimated his collegiate wrestling, and they underestimated his striking. And he's a big wrestling fan, so there was motivation for him, where in his mind he goes, I get to fight fucking Brock Lesnar. And that's who would ever get to do that in their life? Not many people, especially not in a real MMA fight. Maybe he's wrestled 100 guys or whatever in the WWE or whatever the number may be, 100 different guys, I'm saying. But in the MMA world, he's only fought a handful of guys, and this is rarefied air. So Daniel Cormier is going to be an issue for Brock. It's not going to be a cakewalk. He's big. He's much bigger than Daniel Cormier, but it's
Size don't matter.
Right. Size doesn't matter when he's got punching power, because we're talking about size. He's got a size differential here. Well, yeah, that's because Brock is like 6'4" or whatever it is, and DC's 5'11" or 6 foot tall. So yeah, but then you're talking about both guys are over 250, closer to probably 300 pounds, 350, whatever it is. They're heavy, big fucking guys. They have to be over 280, I think, to get heavy for heavyweight, or 285. So it's gonna be a fun fight. And then there was a New Japan G1 special from San Francisco, and a whole bunch of shit happened there. End of the night, the Bullet Club Civil War starts, where the Tongan faction, which are part of the original Bullet Club before all the Americans started to come into it, because it was Finn and Tama and Carl Anderson and Doc and Fale and all those guys. So it was a lot of Tongans with Finn, and then the Good Brothers for the original Bullet Club. So kind of the original members are now calling themselves the Firing Squad. It's kind of like a Wolfpack black and white deal. So you got the Firing Squad Bullet Club against the American guys Bullet Club. And we'll see where that goes. So lots of and then Monday Night Raw happened, and that was not bad either. It was okay, but it wasn't awful, which is nice, because usually we start off the week with that. Oh man, Raw stunk, and then we talk about that for 45 minutes. But luckily, Raw didn't stink. So there was actually some stuff that happened. Does anybody want to go around the room and do Raw for me? Because I'll admit, I was watching the show, but I was also, the Yankee game was on. I have priorities, so I was going back and forth. So who wants to talk about their thoughts on Raw?
I think we
did we lose everybody?
I think we lost Kat and Eric once again.
I thought those guys were just patiently listening to me making a point, and nope, they disconnected. They were done with me.
Yeah, they said bye, Felicia.
I don't want to hear you fucking give a monologue.
So Raw, Raw I didn't think was so bad. I definitely wasn't uninterested this week, which is always a good sign. You know what? Before we get into Raw, actually, one thing I do want to bring up. I watched today Table for Three with Edge and Christian and Matt and Jeff.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, go. And if you weren't around or interested or watching when this whole rivalry and evolution of ladder matches and TLC matches, go back to the network and watch them, because it really reminds you how great it was and the bond that, the four of them had. And then, of course, when the Dudleys came in and everything, it was just very, very cool. My only issue with these Table for Threes is that they're too goddamn short, because I could listen to them talk and tell stories all day long. And it's kind of cool to see that, and then also go and see the 24 of the Hardys, because it just kind of all seems to tie together in a way too. And I also did watch the Trish, Alexa Bliss, Lita one, which was also it was good. It was, some of the shit they were saying was interesting. Alexa Bliss didn't really make much sense to me. She's great, and I love her, and I think she's going to be a Hall of Famer at the end of the day. But to be showcased there instead of some others, I don't know, I feel like Charlotte maybe would have made more sense, or
right, But they're trying to build Alexa as the Charlotte equivalent on the opposite brand, and it would. Charlotte said something on Twitter that I kind of think was, it's a fair point she's making. When she said something along the lines of, when she dropped the NXT title, people said she wouldn't make it to the main roster because she was too manly. And then when she made it on the main roster, people said it was only because of her dad. If she was, it would just open her up to more criticism. Or it would be a great experience to see Charlotte with Lita and Trish doing a table for 3. You could already hear it. Oh, well, they only picked her because her dad's famous and this. And it's like her dad opened the door. She had to walk through it. That's my opinion.
And she really did have to work. I mean, she was nothing because of, if anything, she had to work that much harder because now she's got one of the biggest names in the business, arguably the best in the business, a name to, it's big shoes to fill.
And she's the 3rd Flair to try professional wrestling from his kids.
Well, she's hands down better than the other 2 ever were.
Yeah, I mean, we never really got to see what Reed's potential was. I mean, I don't know.
We got to see very little.
I met Reed and worked with Reed 2 or 3 times. Very quiet, kept to himself, and maybe that was just the problems he was undergoing because it wasn't very long afterward that all this happened. But I felt like he was more of a Benoit or a Malenko. He wasn't wooing and strutting and all that. He was, because he had that amateur background, he wore black tights and black boots and wrestled. That was what he did. So I mean, he had a different gimmick than the other Flair because
David was just the shits.
David was poor kid. David just basically did Flair, but not as well. And then they tried to make him crazy.
David wasn't bad though. When they did the whole he was nuts gimmick with Crowbar and
that was fun.
That was good.
Yeah.
Him getting beat up by the Undertaker at the old Performance Center.
Yep.
And then bleeding in the shower. I mean, that's a little far. But yeah, him being crazy with Crowbar and death.
What?
Yeah.
What was that?
Even the swerve and the whole turn with the NWO was decent too.
Yeah,
there was some decent David Flair moments, but what I'm saying is she almost was. She admits that wrestling was not like her passion growing up. It was never her goal to be a WWE wrestler like her brothers. She carries this for Reed and even for David to a certain extent because if she was the 3rd one, she blanked out and they'd be like, oh, well, look at Flair. He had all these, they're like, Randy Orton could do it. Why couldn't the Flair kids do it? And it would just be like, it would be like a really mean comparison that on already.
Charlotte has that it factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, if anything, the fans lucked out when she made the decision to pursue it because she's the best of the bunch. And, I mean, she really has come a very long way. She is really great. So,
and you know what?
Natural athlete.
She's bringing to a new generation of fans that didn't grow up seeing Rick.
That's true.
Idolizes her. Absolutely, positively loves her. Now, mind you, my kids are crazy because they know old school wrestling. But to a group of kids that only know who Ric Flair is because she's Charlotte's dad, because there are that generation of idiots nowadays. No offense to calling people idiots.
Right.
Now they can go back and actually see on the WWE Network and all that stuff. Ooh, what is she talking about her dad? And actually get brought into experiencing him too.
And that's the other thing is, if you notice, after her initial debut, Rick hasn't been on TV, and I know he's been sick, and he just recovered from a surgery. I think he had either a colostomy bag or a feeding tube or something taken out. So, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's not fun to go through. So I'm glad he made it out the other side. But it's not like he's out there every week as her manager and cutting promos for her, and he's doing all the work.
Hold on. But now, little advocate here, devil's advocate here. If the situation was different, Rick was healthy, would that be a different situation?
I think they used him as far as they could use him initially. They would probably have maybe they would have brought him back for a spot, a couple months from one pay-per-view to another pay-per-view, and he gets to work the 2 pay-per-views and the stuff in between. But I don't think he would be there long term now, just because of his age, really. I think he would,
And I don't think it would benefit her. I don't think it would not benefit her, but I don't think it would benefit her either because she's.
Yeah, she doesn't need.
Right. It's like
felt like she's like Eric Watts, and that was like pure nepotism.
If she was Eric Watts, we wouldn't even be talking about her.
This is
Jesus.
true.
We would have forgot about her back in '93.
Natalya doesn't need Jim.
Well, Jim's a fucking mess.
Yeah, but we're talking like Flair is Flair. Yeah, I mean, but here's what I'm saying is like Rick's a bigger name than Jim Anvil Neidhart, I think. So that's probably why they would consider using more. But she needed to. They needed the Rick introduction so people knew who she was, and then when he phased out, she became her own thing. And she does the woo, she does the strut, she's got the music, she's got the robes, but it's not.
She's got her version of the figure four.
Exactly, everything is her version of it. She's not. She took the robe idea and tailored the robes differently. And the music
she's doing
is
it the right way. She's doing it the right way.
It's an homage rather than an imitation.
Right.
And that's where the distinction is. Speaking of imitations, the fucking moonwalk DDT.
Yes, I saw that.
That was the best thing ever. Oh, shit.
I have to give shout outs to my boy Barry for finding that. That was amazing. He's like, I know you like wrestling. Is this real? I'm like, it's not Michael Jackson and it's not the WWE, but it's a real
It's not Michael Jackson? What?
He thought it was like something from the 80s that he was hired and brought into a match.
That's fantastic. I'm
so
glad I know that now.
Golden Rosalind.
Yeah, and he would have been way darker back then too.
Yeah.
Love you, Michael.
But true.
Love you, Michael, but still.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can screen share this. Let me see what I can do here.
But yeah, for those of you that don't know, there is an independent wrestler who portrays himself as Michael Jackson as he wrestles, and he does a moonwalking DDT that you're looking at right now, which is just absolutely hilarious.
It's working excellent. Yeah, he works in Las Vegas as a Jackson impersonator in a stage show, and he trains at the Future Stars of Wrestling, which is a wrestling school out in Las Vegas. He calls himself the King of Pop when he's wrestling. I still don't know how that works, because he's probably gonna get sued. But that's okay. It's great. It's something that obviously you can't wrestle for 30 years as Michael Jackson clone or Michael Jackson ripoff. But this is a foot in the door kind of thing, and it's a move that if you like, No Way Jose, dancing guy, happy party guy, you can throw that in as a move. Even if this guy changes his gimmick and still keeps dancing as part of it, but he's not Michael Jackson, he can still do a moonwalk DDT, and it's still going to look awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it helps you stand out because we're talking about it now. I've never seen this guy before. I've never been to a Future Stars of Wrestling show. I didn't even know they existed until like 3 days ago when I saw this thing. So it's an interesting time that we live in where this kind of information can be shared so quickly and spread so widely, and it's awesome. Like, it's such a good it's a good DDT. It's creative. That's the best part about it. It's creative. So
let's
expect to see that at Money in the Bank when Carmella tries it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right.
So all right, so let's dive into Raw. Kat, Eric, what did you guys think of Raw this week?
I'm probably one of the few people that didn't like the intro. I could care less about what happened. Yeah, it was. I've seen it 100 times, and I don't.
I thought it was very well done, though.
It was well done. I'll give you that, but I don't care about Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I kind of fast forwarded.
I didn't care.
I don't know. I thought it was like that was the only thing about this feud so far that actually got me somewhat excited for the match.
I didn't start getting excited until Alexa Bliss and the kendo stick.
Well, that was much later on. Vince, what do you? Oh, you said you didn't watch it, right? Did you see
watched. I flipped before. I saw a little bit. I think the pull apart brawl thing. First of all, the dive is awesome. It's nice to see him do that stuff. But yeah, the pull apart brawl thing is it's just been done, and done and done and done.
Yeah, but is that something that can never be done too much? Like if it's done with the right people?
Yes.
It could be. Now the funny thing about the pull apart is that usually you've got the job guys out there and the lower card guys breaking up the fight, and then all of a sudden like Finn is in the middle of it, and it's like, is that where he is in his fucking life now?
The only thing I dislike about it is that it kind of makes these guys like shown as inferior.
But that's what that's exactly what it is. Everything. It doesn't matter if you're Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, whatever. The buck stops with Roman Reigns, and that's still the sticking point that we're on. Fucking 4 years later.
See, I don't know. I have to disagree with you guys because this is the first time that I've actually given somewhat of a shit about this match, and it was because of that segment. Yes, I agree with, does this kind of dummy down some of the other guys that are the pull-up heart people? I get that. But the overall brawl itself got me a little bit like, okay, I can get down with this match. It's like, as long as they're beating the shit out of each other and neither one is talking, like I can, you know what I mean? I can kind of get behind it.
I can agree with that.
They need some "I'm gonna kill you's" like the Undertaker Lesnar one. What did they say to each other? I forgot.
I'm gonna rip your head off or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, man. Was that the one where Undertaker walked up to Brock at a UFC event? Did you ever see that one? He was at.
I saw that one, but there was a pull apart for them on Raw too, though.
Okay.
It was leading up to their SummerSlam match, which was the rematch from their Mania match.
Mm. Oh, and then
yeah, I will say Baron Corbin and Elias were hilarious.
Baron Corbin, I know he's been called a charisma black hole, a charisma vacuum, by people in this very chat. Hey, man.
Yeah, I'm glad we brought this up. Can we talk about this fucking sing-along segment? What in the fuck? I don't understand. I mean, what?
Maybe they're trying to give Baron Corbin a personality.
It didn't work.
No.
I thought him singing Itsy Bitsy was hilarious.
It was funny, but it was just like what the fuck am I watching right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not for nothing, this also wasn't at the beginning of the show at the 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour. Like this was on at 10:20, 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucking serious about it.
Like this was the hour that DX used to tell the women to lift their shirts. You know what I mean? And now we're doing Itsy Bitsy Spider sing along with Elias.
It's all right.
What?
Uh-oh.
Brady wanted me just to pretend I
can't. Yeah,
I can't hear anything.
You guys, he said that because Tom Brady told me to pretend that.
Yeah, you kind of lagged out there for a second, and all of a sudden Tom Brady came up. I was very confused.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just a horrible fucking segment. The match itself was pretty good, but I don't know. It just that segment was.
It was terrible.
Oh, Amanda, did you get any hate this week?
Apparently, if you don't say Roman sucks with macaroni and cheese, people don't care.
Wow, wow.
So it was the mac and cheese.
It was the mac and cheese.
Holy hell.
That was the magic, huh? All right.
What a world.
Yeah.
What a world.
You should do that from now on, though. That could be your gimmick. Not just Roman sucks. Spell out wrestling phrases in macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. And then Kraft Dinner will sponsor me.
There you go.
So, Amanda, what did you think about the opening of Raw? Because you kind of jumped in after we kind of.
I was glued to her.
I didn't hate it. It just it definitely built a little bit more for that feud, but I still am not interested at all in that feud. But it was good. I didn't hate it.
Yeah, it kind of got me somewhat excited for the match for the first time.
But is it going to be an Extreme Rules match, or is it just like a regular match? Because if it's Extreme Rules, then cool, because it was pretty they seemed pretty heated, so that would be good. But if it's just like a regular match, then me. Yeah.
If Roman loses, he has to shave his hair and his eyebrows to look like Bobby Lashley. That should be the stipulation.
That would be pretty funny. Actually.
He might end up looking like, if he shaved, he'd look like The Rock. If he shaved his head.
All right, I don't know about all that.
If I almost called him Samoa Joe again. If Roman Reigns shaved his head, he kind of looked like The Rock.
Is that? Are you saying that because he's Samoan?
They all kind of look alike. I mean, they're related.
They kind of do. They kind of do.
Did you ever see not the old American Gladiators, when they tried to bring it back with Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Layla Ali. It was, but one of the guys in there is one of the cousins, and his claim to fame at the time was he was The Rock's stunt double in all of the movies because him and The Rock looked so much alike. Yeah,
is that true?
Yeah, one of the cousins, he was an American Gladiator, and he's The Rock's stunt double. I don't know if he still is, but they showed like footage of him, like they painted the tattoo on him, and he was fighting in like the Scorpion King and all that shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, I'm not racist, guys. They all kind of look alike. Good enough for Hollywood.
You were racist.
I know. I did kind of say they all look alike, so yeah, I mean, I had to clarify. It's dangerous times we live in, man.
Yeah.
All right, so but I think it's a straight up match, even though I agree it should be, if it's Extreme Rules, throw in a stipulation, put something on a poll. People like things on polls, right, bro?
Yeah.
We're gonna put a big dog on a pole, bro. We're gonna put it in a cage, put it on the pole.
Listen, Russo.
Winner has to bring down the dog, bro, and you're the big dog now. We lost Kat and Eric again.
Yeah.
Well, I sent a message. Every other word was getting in and out, so the connection was bad. Here they are.
Yeah, they were sounding like the cell service out on Long Island wasn't the greatest, but hey.
So what else on Raw? So Braun Strowman continued to stalk Kevin Owens while he hid in Kurt Angle's office the whole night, which was
that might be the best story that they're telling.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Kevin Owens is funny.
He's hilarious.
He took even though it only fell 2 feet, they did throw him off a porta potty off the stage.
He blew himself.
He blew himself. It was the worst. Like that was such a stupid. Like it fell 2 feet. Give us a little more. Give us a little bit bigger of a thing. But anyway, it was a good segment. He had poo-poo stuff on him, and then they continued it to this week with the Febreze, and so was
Lysol.
Yeah, Lysol, whatever. It was and everything's been like the car being flipped over a couple weeks ago. Like everything has just been. It's all been. It has the same tone, and it's all consistent, which is hard to say about a lot of the WWE stuff, is that it's consistent, but this one's staying consistent. I like where they're going with it, and of course Kevin Owens is going to put over Braun, so Braun can look good when he beats whoever for the Money in the Bank thing.
And you know what, Kevin Owens is the right choice.
Yeah
Kevin's in that situation.
Now this is the difference between Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman, where they did really well with this, and then Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn, where I feel like maybe they had a couple unpaid interns that were working for college credit, and they told them to come up with an idea for like their final, and that was the best they could do. Because I don't think I can't imagine, it would hurt my soul to know that there's somebody being paid close to 6 figures, 60, 70, 80 grand, somewhere in that range, to write for a TV program. And they come up with Bobby Lashley's sisters are 3 men in drag. I can't believe that that's true, that somebody makes like $75,000 a year and gets to write that Bobby Lashley's sisters are 3 men in drag. I can't believe. I have to believe it's an unpaid intern. It's so different. A month. We went a month from a shitty storyline with 2 guys that are good wrestlers to a month later doing kind of a similar antagonistic storyline. There are differences obviously with the characters and all that, but it's 2 similar situations, and one they handle really poorly, and one of them they're knocking it out of the park.
Yes, agreed.
And by they, I don't mean the wrestlers. The wrestlers are working with what they're given. I don't know. I don't fault Sami Zayn or Bobby Lashley for that mess. That's all on the writers. But like this one is just the material's good, and it's being performed well, and it's timed right, and it's a breath of fresh air. amongst
Agreed.
the Raw programming. It's really good.
Agreed, 100%. And we have to seriously talk about Bobby Roode. Who in the fuck did he piss off?
Honestly.
I mean, he can't buy a win, and not for nothing. He's putting over Mojo fucking Rawley at house shows now, and then fucking takes the loss on TV again. Like,
I love Bobby Roode, man. That shit's terrible.
He either needs a move, he needs a heel turn, or both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think he needs a heel turn.
Right? I mean, something. It's getting ridiculous.
I think, and I think they banked on the Glorious thing being over, and it is, but it's like it's one thing. You know,
but that was a big thing.
It was a big thing, but
that's what got him over.
Right, but they didn't. They needed to use that to do something greater.
Agree.
Like if they went a route where he was glorious and everybody sang for him and it was a big deal and he made this big elaborate entrance, and then like every pay-per-view the entrance just got more and more elaborate to like where his ego just got the best of him and he's hiring like dancing horses and fucking shit like that. I feel like, you know, and then he heel turns because he just gets this ego about how much people love the Glorious thing. But then they had him. They tanked the Glorious thing so he could shake his ass with No Way Jose, and then lose to Mojo Rawley. It's all very confusing, and I agree with the original sentiment of who did he piss off? Did he park in someone's spot? Did he eat their lunch out of the fridge? Like, what did he do?
Sandwich.
Yes,
My sandwich with the moist maker.
Vince looks through the fucking fridge. He's like, "Where's that steak wrap with ketchup?"
Threw my sandwich away.
I just watched that episode.
Oh my god!
I watched. There's a YouTube show called Binging with Babish, and there's an episode where he makes all TV and movie dishes for his show on his YouTube channel, and one of them was the moist maker, and he showed you how to make it. So it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
That we can tie all of this back to Friends, a 20-something-year-old television show at this point.
But actually, Steve and Amanda, don't forget Dr. Pimple Popper starts tomorrow night.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
wait, there's a TV show now?
It starts tomorrow night,
But
10 o'clock on TLC.
How can they show that on television?
Oh,
It has
it's
to
awesome.
be breaking some
I'm ignoring
obscenity law.
you right now.
It's so awesome.
It's
Fucking
listen,
disgusting.
it's gross. It's interesting.
It's fucking
gross.
disgusting.
Oh, Stacy said you were going to love to see this
It's
show.
fucking disgusting.
Stacy's like, this is going to be Steve's new favorite TV show.
Oh, Amanda, this is not an illusion. I'm at Kat's house.
I saw. It's awesome.
We had to pry my computer away from the kids listening to Eric's WWE theme song CDs.
Oh shit!
And yes, we did hear Bertha Faye.
Oh, my sweet Bertha Faye.
You went all the way back. Do we have questions?
We did not this week. The inbox is empty.
There's
No medulla.
Two on Twitter.
Oh, we have two. Okay. Now, what about who's our friend? What's our friend in Arizona? Is it Andre?
Oh, Andre's in New Mexico, yeah.
New Mexico. Yeah.
Am
I was
the
joking
one-
about the whole thing, Andre, last week.
They've got a serious echo going.
I can hear that too. Whoa. I don't know who's doing
hear it.
it.
We don't hear it.
I don't hear an echo at all.
I'm echoing now too. Oh no, I'm good. No, that was on Vince.
That's
Now it's
weird.
good.
That is weird. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never heard it at all.
Yeah, there was like a loop going on. It was very strange, but it's fixed now, which is good. But yeah, sorry. I hope Andre, because he said something about how excited are you about Alexa Bliss being the champion again?
No, we were hoping that John and Nikki were going to get back together.
Oh, that was what it was, and I told him that's why we needed a wall, because he said that, and he's in New Mexico.
Nah, he writes in at least like once a month. It has to be something really good for him
Well,
to really send
there is this. There's Kyle Masters on Twitter. He's a regular, so we appreciate it. He tweeted, "Ask the Boy Report, your Universal Championship main event for WrestleMania next year, and it cannot include Brock, Roman, Braun, or Seth."
Ooh.
Love him already.
Universal Championship, huh? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
All
So
right.
he's being very, very specific.
No Brock, no Braun, no Seth, no Roman. I could do that. Let's have a think. WrestleMania level main event with the rest of the guys.
I picked AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho.
I mean, that'll work any day of the week. I'd
I
watch that in a fucking alleyway with 3 people. Like, how about?
Oh, I got one.
Oh, go for it.
I'm gonna take a fuck. This is a wild card. AJ Styles versus Kenny Omega.
Oh.
Ooh, wow, that is bold, sir.
Kenny Omega very recently said that it would be foolish to ever turn down an offer from the WWE.
This is true.
See, I'm going to say Finn Balor, AJ Styles.
Also good.
AJ Samoa Joe.
Ooh.
You think that Vince would give him the rub?
Give it to Samoa Joe?
No. I'm hoping it's Samoa Joe. I'm talking about you said
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
You know what? After what happened the first time that he got it for one day, I hope so.
He didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm asking that question
For
because
WrestleMania
It just seems like Vince is just not at all interested in pushing Finn towards a world title at all. That's just the impression.
Well,
I
he
know.
gave it to Jinder Mahal, so stranger things have happened, even though it wasn't the Universal title.
Well,
Finn-
maybe if they make a deal in Finland or something.
Right. There's a couple
From Ireland.
Or Ireland.
He
I
named-
don't know where Finland
We're
came from.
renaming the whole country Finland.
I'm thinking of Finland.
But Finn AJ would be interesting. I was thinking since you mentioned Joe, Dean Ambrose would be a good choice.
Yeah.
Dean and Joe would be a good match. I don't know if they would go that direction, but it would be a good match.
I guess you could put Dean Ambrose since he wasn't included in that list in any part of it.
Yeah. And I think he's the next one that's your main event of WrestleMania.
We got the echo again, Vince.
I know. I'm wondering how that's coming through.
Do they give The Miz another shot at main eventing WrestleMania? Because now I think he's more prepared than he was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Did you see that there was a Daniel Bryan did an interview where he basically said, "Do you think WWE has the patience to tell that story all the way to WrestleMania?"
Right.
So I wonder if they do.
I think they can.
Maybe because that would be a potential world title match.
I just want to see that feud happen, period.
Well, see, that's kind of what I wanted the Miz to win with Money in the Bank, so he can cash in on Daniel Bryan right after he wins the title.
Right.
I know Vince would love that.
You know, we completely just took Daniel Bryan out of that equation for WrestleMania 2. Put him back on Raw and give him a shot at the Universal Championship also if it doesn't work on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor versus Daniel Bryan.
I would pay to see that.
Ooh,
For the
yes.
205 Live.
Oh, wait, we don't have to. We're forgetting. We're going to see this main event no matter what it is.
How about
Yeah, this is
Thanos, Universal Champion?
What?
Thanos.
Yes. Why is there echo?
It sounds
Everybody
horrible.
knows that, right?
No,
Yeah.
we don't.
You're the only ones that don't hear it.
We're hearing Vince loud and clear, no echo whatsoever.
That's so weird.
That's so
See,
weird.
now I just heard Amanda echo.
Are you hearing any echo, or is this just me?
I don't hear it.
No,
We do not
no,
hear any
serious echo.
Oh,
Justin, are you hearing an echo at all bouncing? And Justin's not hearing it either.
You're not hearing it on your side. We're all hearing it. Now that echo's gone. Vince, it's coming from you.
yeah.
Is it coming from me?
It is.
Wow,
Go on
that's
the
shitty.
channel and see if there's an echo.
Well, no, now the echo's
no,
gone.
It's coming and going. You said.
It's so weird.
Who
That
taught
is
you
weird.
to see these drugs?
Anyway,
Parents who use drugs.
that was a good question. I like
That
that.
was
was.
a great question.
It was a good question.
What's the second one?
The second one was from me.
Ooh,
Ah. Uh-oh.
trying to
And
read
Hey.
your
now
own
that
drawing.
now that Drew McIntyre is allowed to be ringside, do we think that Dean Ambrose is going to make his return? And if yes, will he help Seth or will he attack Seth?
Mm.
I think he's got to help Seth at least for the time being.
I
At least
agree.
for right now.
I heard he wasn't coming back till SummerSlam, so that would be really cool.
Yeah, but he could come. Like, here's what I'm
Absolutely.
thinking. He doesn't have to wrestle,
Yeah.
This is true.
so I think that might be the route they go.
I feel like they might need to attack
The echo is back.
How? I'm not even. I'm not changing any settings. It's just coming and going. So I don't know whose end it's on.
It sounds like every time you hit
Mute.
your microphone and then you come back, it's going.
Boo.
We are not hearing it at all. Justin,
I'm hearing it
go
too.
on the YouTube channel and see if there's an echo when you're hearing the show. Justin's going on live to check the YouTube channel.
All right, so I'm going to try to figure this out on my end. while you
Add me a date, one word. You like that? My husband doesn't even know the channel.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
God.
Now he just sounded like the Miz. Really? Really? Technical difficulties. We got the internet part fixed on our end. Vince, start talking.
All right, how about now? What is it?
Nope.
See, I hear that.
I hear such an echo.
I hear the echo.
That's so funny.
You can hear it? Yeah, he can hear it on YouTube. On YouTube Live, he can hear the echo.
Son of a gun.
Damn.
How about this? I'm gonna mute. Well, if I mute, that's not gonna work because then you can't hear me.
So then don't mute.
I was trying to figure out if
back
somebody else muted their audio to see if it stops the echo, but I don't know. And now I'm listening to my own echo, so I'm talking slower like an asshole.
This is so funny because we have not
I
heard
just
it.
hit the mute button. I just came back.
Hit the mute button and came back.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, now wait.
Now
There's the echo's gone.
It's gone.
All right, so it's not a Vince issue. So
I just
what
did
the
it
hell?
too.
Ha! Oh, we all did it. Okay, so
Well, we apologize. YouTube is fucking up right now.
damn it, Google.
You had one job.
But I think Dean's got to come back and help him for now because it would be better since this is all going to come full circle of all the guys end up turning on each other. That's the way the Shield works.
Mhm.
I think that match is going to happen in SummerSlam. Seth and Dean, probably.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I can see that happening where Dean saves him at one pay-per-view, and then you have enough time to build to SummerSlam. But I don't know. It's purely speculation. He could come out and dance with the fucking Funkasaurus for all I know next week.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine Dean Ambrose runs out? Who wants to get funky?
No one.
Come on, Renee.
You're right. Yeah, it's just Dean and Renee dancing in the ring as everybody slowly walks away.
Hey, by the way, how about Sanity getting some serious TV time right now? They fucking destroyed the New Day.
Pancakes everywhere.
I'm glad because when I saw he took a Eric Young took a twist of fate and just completely fucked it up. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good. And you just got back on SmackDown from working in TNA all these years and you fuck up the twist of fate, which you took for about 5 or 6 of those years in TNA. I'm glad they didn't use that against him because that's sometimes what happens where, one minor thing and then you're sunk. it's kind of the, you get a reputation within WWE to be injury prone, or you botch moves or whatever it is. The rumor mill starts churning after a bad performance. I'm glad that people were a little more lenient on Eric Young, because I like Sanity, and I think they've got an upside. The other thing is, Nikki Cross was working SmackDown live events over the weekend.
Yeah.
Was she?
Was
she could
With
be
Becky.
Yeah, so she could be on her way finally.
And they will put her with Sanity, obviously. They'll keep them all together.
That would be wonderful. Because that adds a dynamic to their group. And if they feuded with the Usos, they could bring in Naomi. If they feud with another, if they feud with New Day, they were friends with Carmella, but she's a heel now. So New Day could bring in Becky, or New Day can bring in another baby face. And then, then you've got a good, strong faction with a female element. And then that allows to other females to get involved. And that would be a hell of a program, too. New Day and Becky against all of Sanity.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Becky comes out flinging pancakes.
It'd be something different for her, so.
It'd be good for her, yeah.
She'll make some kind of silly pun about it without them,
Those are actually wrestling fans in the background or whatever. Eric and I were actually BSing with them about wrestling on Sunday, and they bring the dog over every time they come by.
That dog gave me a hug.
That dog did give you a hug. That's
so we've got more viewers. They're just not going to count towards our YouTube numbers. They're just enjoying from the live studio audience.
She goes, was the show now? I was like, yeah. She goes, oh shit.
In Scenic Wine Dance. No, you're not in Wine Dance.
Oh God, no.
You don't want to go to Wine Dance.
We don't know. Don't put a
kidding. I know you don't want to go to Wine Dance.
Double reaction for that shit.
I wanted to see your reaction
Every
when I
time the
said Wine
train
Dance.
stops in Wine Dance, we get a little cringy.
We get disease. No way.
Where the hell
One thing
is
good about Wine Dance is that Jones Beach is nearby. That's about it.
It's a how would you describe it briefly for our audience? Amanda wants to know what Wine Dance is. It's a town. Yeah, it's like a mini Chicago.
I love Chicago.
Okay,
I think she means
you wouldn't go to, Amanda.
She means like the gun violence.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, no, you don't want to go to Wine Dance, honey.
Oh, I get it.
You don't want to go to Wine Dance. You don't want to go to Hempstead.
Oh, really? Hempstead's bad.
Unless you're going to the Nassau Coliseum, you don't cross the other side of the hotel. You don't want to go to Gordon Heights.
Is it like this in Canada? Are there places you can't go in Canada as a regular civilian?
Ghetto Canadian areas.
Like very few, but I mean, they still say sorry if they shoot you.
No, they don't say that here.
Sorry. Oh no.
They don't say sorry for nothing here. We're the polite New Yorkers. That's scary.
That's the scale, huh?
You know what? Next time you come, we're doing the show live from Ronkonkoma so that way they can see the beach.
I was just gonna say we're gonna do live from Ronkonkoma Beach.
Yeah, we'll go to the train station and we'll go to the lake.
And, right, we'll see if anybody drowns in Lake Ronkonkoma.
Pretty much every time somebody does. Hey Justin, they asked if we wanted to go to Wine Dance.
Ronkonkoma.
Why the fuck would you want to go to Wine Dance?
There you go. Ronkonkoma is that's the one where there's supposedly like it's too deep, like the lake
the haunted
lake?
Yeah.
It is like Pocahontas. Yeah, Justin goes, you got the wrong skin color to go to Wine Dance.
But yeah, Ronkonkoma was the one that's supposedly either haunted or cursed or whatever. And
the lake, the Lady of the Lake. Yep, they're actually making a horror movie about that. I can't wait.
Ooh.
Oh no. So those,
you want to go to Lake Ronkonkoma?
I won't go swimming, but I'll take a look.
Take a look. Yeah,
I like to swim. But that would make me sick.
You can't swim in there.
Oh.
You cannot swim in there because besides from the fact that it's apparently got this abyss that just doesn't end, there's like a whole bunch of like amoebas in there and everything now that you get sick.
What people have to realize about Long Island is that it's not all the Hamptons, you know?
It's not.
It's not.
When I went to college, they thought it was.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know the celebrities? That's the big thing.
Yeah, all the Baldwins live here.
Yeah, you either live on an island.
Not true. Stephen Baldwin lives near me.
Yeah. But you either live on an island, and how do you get around if you live on an island?
Do you know Rosie O'Donnell?
I will. And Jerry Seinfeld. Or Billy Joel.
Or now Zack Ryder.
Woo, woo, woo.
We have Oprah. Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah,
I thought she lives in Vermont.
Oh, she lived in Vermont. No, she used to live in Connecticut. Mel Gibson used to live in Connecticut.
I'm sorry.
And then
I think I'll take Wyandanch over Mel Gibson.
He'll
one
fit
of the
right in.
late night hosts. I forget if it's Leno. It's not Leno. He's from California.
David Letterman.
Yeah, he lived in Connecticut. You used to see celebrities walking around. Not anymore, really.
Not where we are. The only celebrity that you'll pretty much see around here is when he's in town is Mick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mick you can catch anywhere around here because St. James is like 15, 20 minutes from here. But that's about it.
In his trusty sweatpants.
Yep.
And that vest he always wears. He
Yep.
has like a fleece vest.
Actually, he was
I'm echoing again.
Yeah.
I took the kids to the library here around the corner.
Vince, hit the mute button and then come back on real quick.
Okay, how about now?
You're good.
Yeah.
Hey, that's so weird.
Very weird.
Because I'm like trying to turn down shit and like make sure that there's no crossover. But anyway, the questions, if you want to submit a question, askthewarreport@gmail.com or hashtag askthewarreport on social media. Tag me a date. If we receive your question, we read it on the air, you'll be submitted into our WrestleRumble.com pay-per-view Pick'em contest, where once a month we take the question that there's no real criteria for it. It's just the question that we enjoy the most, I suppose. The one that maybe gets the most discussion. Maybe it's the funniest. I don't know.
Hey, listen, not for nothing. We got to pick one for this one for the pay-per-view coming up, Extreme Rules, right? We didn't do that yet.
This is true.
Yeah.
I would say we give it to my man that fucking tweeted in tonight that's been a regular that had that bombshell question. I think he should get the pick.
I agree.
That was a
All
good
right.
question.
I'll let him know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So WrestleRumble.com is a pay-per-view pick'em contest. You enter for as little as $5, but guess what? If you submit your question to us, askthewarreport@gmail.com or hashtag askthewarreport, you can get a free pay-per-view pick'em. And this month is coming up, Extreme Rules.
Sunday.
What do we got on tap, Amanda? Since you are our Wrestle Rumble correspondent, what kind of prizes can we expect?
This month is all cash, which is never a bad thing.
No.
So, top
US
prize
dollars
is
or Canadian?
500 US,
There we go.
which means more for me, right? Or no?
I think so. If you win $500 cash, you probably get like $650 or something. I don't know what the exchange rate
Hey,
is.
by the way, not to interrupt, but I just want to that was Kyle Masters at Rio Kyle Masters. Thanks again, great question, and congratulations, you get the free entry for.
I'll call you the masterpiece.
Yeah, I was gonna say no relation to Chris.
He's from No Holds Barred.
Ah, very nice.
Oh, okay.
We like those guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
and just so you guys know, I'm on the some sort of psychic spectrum, or maybe it's the autism spectrum. But when you said $500 and I said it was about $650, the current exchange rate, 500 United States dollars goes for 657 Canadian dollars and 28 Canadian cents.
Ooh.
Thank you, Rain Man.
I am, yeah, definitely. Gotta watch Wapner.
Hey, but it's to Wapner.
Kmart sucks.
He only wanted to fly Qantas, and they only fly out of Australia.
Of course, I'm an excellent driver.
Oh, we can't keep doing this. Google it, kids.
82.
But yeah, so there's cash, $500, and then it's scales down from there for the other finishes. But that's the headline. You beat
And
everybody else out. $500.
MVP points, because we're doing the yearly. You can win a custom made belts by Dan.
Ooh.
Yeah, and if you earn enough MVP points, you can get MVP to do a drive-by shooting at somebody you don't like. No,
Oh,
wait,
God.
that's not.
Ballin'.
He says it as he drives away.
Go Wyandanch.
He shoots at him and goes, ballin', and leaves. Like,
can do
well,
it.
the cops didn't know who did it until he screamed ballin' at the top of his lungs.
Oh yeah, Vince, didn't you have a video to show that I sent you earlier?
Oh yeah, can I play that with this? I don't know if I can play it with the sound though, because the sound makes it, and I don't know how I can. Like, I can show the video on a screen share, but then the sound, I don't know where the sound would come from. I don't think it lets me play the sound. Oh boy. Let's see.
that what I think it is?
Yes, it is.
Oh no.
All right, so I'm gonna try. Let me see if I can screen share and throw the
I
audio
know.
up on my phone.
But it was good. I'm sorry.
We're doing all kinds of new technology today because I went from a Brock Lesnar promo right into the theme music. So I'm wondering if I can do the same here. I see some My Heart Will Go Ons.
No, I sent it to your page, darling.
Oh, you sent it to me
I sent it
directly.
to your messenger directly, so no one else
Okay.
could see it.
Oh wow, that's fantastic that you did that specifically for me. So
Yes.
I'm
There
going to
was
screen
nothing to my
share.
madness because I wanted Amanda and Steve to see this, and if Ryan
Fresh.
was here for a first time too.
All right, so we're gonna screen share. I'm gonna screen share.
The show.
I'm gonna screen share, and then I'm gonna go.
What are we doing?
All right, here we go. I'm gonna try and play the audio and the video simultaneously. We'll see if this works.
How long do I do it?
Like for 20 seconds. He's lip syncing Wild Wild West.
He's dancing.
I just did the breakout before you get bum rushed.
So that was Eric doing his darndest. His Will Smith Wild Wild West of all.
This was
of all
college. I was doing lip sync battle before there was a lip sync battle, my friends, and
Autumn begged him.
my friends and I stand in the federal terms.
It's an interesting choice, Wild Wild West. It kind of shows where you were, college. That was a very specific time where not only was Will Smith was the star of all the movies, but he also rapped the theme song to all of them.
That was our freshman year of college.
Like I'm trying to think of another one that would be just not appropriate for Will Smith to rap the theme. I liked it when I was like 10.
Oh my God, you were 10?
I was probably 99. I was
13.
3 and I was 12. Yeah, I was 12. And I went to Burger King and bought the glasses.
You were 19, yeah.
They had the Wild Wild West sunglasses at Burger King, and I bought them. I still have them somewhere.
Oh my God!
They were still getting Happy Meals.
Steve is the same age.
Yeah, well, okay, good. Thank you, Steve.
Steve brings the average up for you guys. So you guys are all around the same age, and there's just like you'd think, 5 or 6 years wouldn't be a big enough gap, but it really turns out it is, huh?
And nowadays, it's fine. We're all adults.
Right, but we were in middle
then,
school and you were in college.
Yeah, we could already vote. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So yeah, Eric, I suppose we can have Eric take requests for songs that he can lip sync and dance to.
By the way, I will be performing that entire song at my wedding. So
there you go. You can use the hashtag Eric lip sync battle on Tag Me a Date.
And for the record, Autumn did take a picture of him on Sunday for his profile for him to win his WrestleMania date.
Yes, we have to.
We have to get on
all the
Send
the
me this
graphics and all
picture.
that.
I'm going to send that to the group right now.
Yep, Autumn took a very good headshot of him.
As long as it's not a mugshot.
No mugshot.
Excellent.
But she did take a very good picture because Autumn told him that she has to meet her approval too, since she's the honorary Tag Me a Date member.
Wow, I like that.
I just sent it to the group.
Perfect. There can be a whole part of the contest where the contestants have to impress Autumn.
Mm-hmm. But she said, she goes, I am sitting next to him at WrestleMania still, right? She goes, I still get to sit with Eric and Steve, right? Because Steve promised she could have a belt. So.
Oh, wow.
For the day.
It's a good picture, Eric. It looks like. I gotta mute it again because I'm.
It was cutting out.
Yeah, I'm back now. Am I still echoing? God damn it.
We never heard it.
Yeah, but we did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. No, because Steve's muted and Amanda's muted, and it's
All right.
doing it.
No, I think we're good now. No, I hear it.
Damn it. We'll just share Steve. I'm going to share see if I can share Eric's picture here.
There it is.
It's a decent. I like that shirt I'm wearing.
It's a nice shirt.
Okay, for a 9-year-old, that's not bad.
Right? Yeah. Autumn did take that picture.
Not a
She did a
bad
very good job.
I think the echo's gone.
Nope,
See,
I don't hear the echo.
I heard Steve's echoing. I know we're talking about this. You guys have to go back and listen, so you don't think that we're just stoned. Like we there's an echo. We can hear it. It's distracting.
I'm gonna have to
We're gonna have to re-listen.
I'm gonna re-listen to this.
Never heard it all night. The whole show.
Wow.
We have
That's gonna
never
be
heard
so
it once.
entertaining now.
I can't believe you stacked this.
It was very
All
apparent.
All right, well, it's time to leave out. So
Okay.
we can get rid of
What's
the
there? Be sour.
echo.
Oh my god. All right, Steve. Do you want to close out the show then, since Vince is nervous too with his echo?
Where did Vince go?
I don't.
Oh, it's not me. Steve echoed too.
But that one we heard.
Oh shit! This
I
is
just heard
Inception.
Steve's echo.
Echo Inception.
How about now?
No.
But we're
Echo's
not.
gone.
We're not good to judge of characters.
We're good. Vince?
All right. So this
Holy
has been.
shit, close it up.
Yeah, this has been the War Report, brought to you by TagMeADate.com, the first and only dating site exclusive for fans of professional wrestling. With over 80,000 superstars and divas on our roster, you too can find your tag team match on TagMeADate.com. If you enjoyed our podcast, you can go to YouTube.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. Go into the search bar, type Tag Me a Date, no spaces, Tag Me a Date. You can see the Tag Me a Date channel. Subscribe, hit the bell for alerts sent to your mobile device when we go live or upload a video. And be sure to follow Tag Me a Date or at Tag Me a Date, all one word, on social media. So this has been the War Report. We'll be back next Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. And be sure to go to tagmeadate.com. It's absolutely free to sign up. Apps for Android and iPhone are coming very soon. We will let you know when those drop. And that should do it for us. So we'll see you next Tuesday live on YouTube on the Tag Me a Date channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for watching.